I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Pickups video. I recently started perusing Craigslist and I found a estate sale or garage sale, whichever you want to call it, that had comic books and baseball cards or sports cards. So I showed up at this estate sale and they had 8 boxes of 4-row boxes. I'm going to show it to you here, sitting on a table along with some comic books. So I'm not going to show the comic books in this video. I'm going to save that for a separate video because the other video that I shot with comic books a lot of people seem to enjoy, so we're just going to make this about the baseball cards. So I walked up to the seller and I said, what do we got here? And he's like, well, I have no idea. I just buy estates. These aren't even really my cards. They never were. So I don't know what's in them. So I started kind of thumbing through them, and I would say out of the 8 boxes, probably 5 of them at least were football. There was one box of basketball, but it was kind of mid-90s junk wax stuff. And the other boxes that had baseball in them also were 80s to 90s junk wax era stuff. So I turned to the guy and said, realistically, what are you asking for these? And he said, well, give me $200 for all of them, which no way. Or I'll take $25 a box. So I countered with, I'll give you the 25 if you let me build my own box. So I stood there for probably a good 45 minutes and I sorted through all the cards and I jammed this box so full that, as you can see, I can't even move these. I mean, these got a little give, but I jammed these so full that you can't even really pull them out without having to fight with them. Now, I'm not going to leave them in this box, and you'll see why in a second, because it's mixed sports. I'm going to take the baseball out and leave the football alone, but let me just kind of sort through this, and I'm going to have some cuts in the video as I kind of sort through this. So we'll start in row 1 right here. All right, row 1 has a nice stack right here of 89 Topps football. And the biggest reason that I grabbed this was that these cards are actually in numeric order. So, highly organized box. This row, like I said, it doesn't have any superstars in here, but I kind of went through the box a little bit. I mean, there's Randall Cunningham. And I went through the box a little bit while I was putting it together. And, there were Joe Montanas. I mean, there's a Reggie White. There were, Steve Youngs, Jerry Rice, guys like that. So I thought, these are in numerical order. If I ever want to write somebody, say like Mike Rozier, I can go right to this box, to the 89 row, and just pull them out because they're basically in order. So I'm not going to show all those to you. Now in the same row, we're still in row 1. Let's put those to the side and move forward. Also are I guess these are 89s also. Let's see. No, these are 88s actually. And this is the 1,000-yard club inserts that used to come in, I believe, rack packs. And there's some Hall of Famers like Art Monk, Steve Largent. And again, they're in numerical order. And again, it's not a set, but I know I have some of these laying around, so I might just pull those out of my collection and see if I can put the whole set together. If not, they're great for autographing. And right behind the 89s are some. These are 87s. And again, they're in numerical order, which to me is a huge deal. I mean, some of these guys aren't still around, some of them don't sign, but just to be able to have now in my collection organized. There's James Lofton, the Hall of Famer. Just to have these organized in numerical order, if I ever want to write, you know, James Lofton, I know what card to find in the 89, or excuse me, 88 set, or the 89 set, or the 87 set. And, you know, this is just kind of a neat little row of cards right here. And we'll move on to the next row now, and I'll show you what's in there. Oh, also in this row, I pulled these out. There were randomly 3 action pack cards. Luckily, 2 of them are Hall of Famers. I really don't know who Frank Minifield is. I remember seeing a row of these in one of the boxes, and as you know, these are kind of thicker cards, so they fill a box up a lot more than your standard cards. So I passed on filling my box full of these, but it was kind of a pleasant surprise to see a couple Hall of Famers in there. Alright, so row number 2 here has a nice stack, and it looks like maybe 3 to 4, yeah, there's 4 perhaps, of the 1989 Topps Traded set. Now, I kind of went through these when I first was looking at the stack. There's Leslie O'Neal, he's a good one. And the Barry Sanders rookie card was not there. Actually, none of the good rookie cards were there. I mean, there were maybe a few minor rookies in there, but the Barry Sanders definitely was not in there. Now, with that said, there's Don Beebe, for example. That might be his rookie card, I think. But, you know, the minor stars are there, and as you can see, this entire row, just right here, and they're, again, still in numerical order, this entire row up to this point, and also right here in the third row, is just 4 of these Topps Traded sets. So I thought, I know the Barry Sanders isn't in there, but I already have the Barry Sanders, but these would be great for autographs. And behind that is the rest of the 89 Topps set in numerical order. So still in order numerically. So if I ever want to, you know, again, find somebody really quick, I can, you know, just look up, you know, Jamie Morris, for example, here. Well, he's card 252, and they're in order and ready to go. And that just fell out of order. Not good. So we'll move on to the third row now. All right, so row 3. This shouldn't come as a shock to you. Here's some more 1,000-yard cards. I said that long, and you know, there's Marcus Allen, James Lofton. Just looking for hope. There's a Roger Craig, who's a good TTMer, and Eric Dickerson. So these are the 1,000-yard ones, and behind there's a 91 randomly in there. I wish there were more of those in there, but oh well. And behind that immediately is some more Topps, and these are some 88 Topps, but I don't think these are in order. Yeah, these are out of order, so that's not a big deal, but the 88 Topps are not in numerical order, which, you know, isn't the end of the world. I can still go through, and there's Joe Montana right there. So even Joe Montana made an appearance in this box, and yeah, it's a cheap one, but hey, it's a Montana. And, you know, there's Carl Hairston. You know, some really good players in this set. So that was in there. And as you can see towards the back, there's some more, you know, more from that year. Again, out of order, is the rest of the 88 or 89 Topps Tradeds, minus the Barry Sanders, of course, and other key rookies. I don't think the Dion's in there either. I think Dion was in there. But also in this row, this is actually the first row that I kind of doctored, would be the best way of putting it. And I found in the baseball box some random cards. And these are some 91 Procter & Gamble cards. You know, some nice little beauties in this set. Sandberg. And this was an all-star giveaway. Canseco, Puckett, Boggs, Alomar, both Alomars, Glavine, Van Slyke, and Tony Gwynn. And I believe this was a giveaway at the San Diego All-Star game. That's the only place you could get them. So I thought that was kind of unique. So I shoved that in the box. And also a nice stack of 1981 Fleer. So how can you go wrong with 81 Fleer commons? And there's some, like Andre Dawson. There's some, Hall of Famers in there as well. But nothing to get too excited over. Great for autographing. Like Phil Garner's a great signer. Doug DeCensis. On down the list. And I thought, well, if I'm building the box, I might as well put some 81 Fleers in there and move them out to my garage. And, we store them out there as a Tony La Russa early in his career as a manager. So not a bad little stack of 81 Fleers. So now we'll move on to the last row. Alright, so the last row is another Frankenstein row that I kind of hodgepodge together. I want to say that these cards were already in there. Oh, no they weren't. Okay, I'll get to those in a second. But this is some baseball, but also in this row, randomly, are some of these Kellogg's basketball cards. And these were inserted in Kellogg cereal back in the day. None of the big stars are here. I mean, there's Bernard King, Tim Hardaway, guys of that ilk, but no David Robinson or anybody like that in here. And also in the box were some of these Sports Illustrated kids. And I know there's a couple people that collect these that I'm friends with. And of course, the Dave Justice, Jose Rijo, and Ron Gant are all in pretty good shape. And the King Griffey Jr. is just beat to hell. Looks like they cut it or something down here at the corner. But I know this card isn't worth a whole lot, in mint condition. But this is far from mint. But still, it's a nice little addition to the hodgepodge of this box. So, in this row also is a 87 Fleer update set, minus the stars, of course. No Greg Maddux, no key rookie cards of any sort, but great for autograph collecting. I'll definitely be utilizing this set in some capacity for TTM videos. Like I said, just no key rookie cards. In that same breath, this row also features the 89 Score traded set, minus the Griffey and the Randy Johnson, I believe, is in there as well. Those cards are not here. So basically it looks like somebody opened their box sets and just stripped them down, basically. And they left some stars in there like Rafi Palmeiro, stuff like that. Nothing to get too excited over, but also nice to, use for TTM fuel. Also in the box is a nice stack of 87 Topps traded. Again, no Fred McGriff, no Matt Williams, no Greg Maddux, but, Doug Grabick's there. Jim Gott, guys that sign pretty decently through the mail. And I've got numerous singles and sets of this set, so I really like sending these out in TTMs, and you see a lot of these in my TTM Thursday videos. So nothing wrong with adding a few more of them. Now this guy, I really enjoyed when he played, so that's why I shoved these in there. And this is more cards than you will ever need of this individual. And this is a stack, I don't know, what is that, about 40, 50 cards of just Mike Alstott. So Mike Alstott, I always thought was a great player. So I always thought he was a hard-nosed running back. I always respected him. So I shoved those in there. And as you can see, there's more Mike Alstotts than I can ever do anything with. And in that same breath, there's another running back that I really enjoyed in his time with the Rams. And that is former St. Louis Rams / Pittsburgh Steeler hard-nosed running back Jerome the Bus Bettis, also a Hall of Famer. And as you can see, more than I ever will need of Jerome Bettis. So tons of Jerome Bettis cards here. But I thought Hall of Famer, I mean, that one looked really nice if I could get that signed someday. But you never know. And in addition to that, this is kind of my last hurrah, so to speak, of shoving cards in this box. This is a 91 Fleer Ultra Update football set. And again, no key rookies or anything, but I thought, well, it's part of a box set or whatever, an update set. I'd rather just buy them here in the common box instead of having to try to break a set open. Also, I think I shoved a couple guys that I thought I might be able to get TTM in here. Let's see. Yeah, guys like Anthony Carter. I really like these 91 upper decks. And if I were to buy another box, here's Brian Cox. He's actually from the area that I'm from. That's why I grabbed those. Jeff Cross, I think, is a good signer through the mail. You know, just some random stuff. You know, there's a Rams Adam Archuleta. I got his autograph once in person. And to round out the end of the box is another stack of 81 Fleers. So in total, I paid $25 for the entire box, which is a little more than I like spending on commons. But because these football cards were in numerical order, if I bought this box, I knew that I would be able to organize my football TTMs a lot quicker than not buying this box. So I paid the guys $25. I also bought some comic books. I'll share them in a future video, but not the greatest buy I've ever found. But I guess with being shut in for so long and not having an opportunity to buy cards physically, and I say physically as in person, you know, not on the internet or, you know, through trades or any of that stuff, I paid a little bit more for this than I normally would have, probably under normal circumstances, but I'm going to have a lot of fun going through this and doing TTMs. Thanks for tuning in to another video. I really hope you stayed with me through this entire box. I know it took a little while to get through it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment below. Thanks.